Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This video presentation is about a famous Muslim scholar which is Ibnu Sina. But before we go further, I will introduce the group members. The first one is Sister Ainin Sofia, the second one is Sister Nurin Afika, the third one is myself Nur Shazwani, and the last one is Sister Umi Nadia. Okay, in this video consists of 4 parts. The first part is about the background of Ibnu Sina, presented by myself, Nur Shazwani. The second part is about Ibnu Sina works, presented by Sister Sophia. The third part is about the Ibnu Sina contribution, presented by Sister Umi. And the last part is about the opinion of the application in the current time, presented by Sister Nuri. Okay, the first part is about the background of Ibnu Sina. Ibnu Sina, as we know, is one of the famous Muslim scholars. Ibnu Sina real name is Al-Husayn Ibnu Abdullah Ibnu Sina, and he is also known as name of Avicenna in the West. Ibnu Sina was born in century 1980 in the village of Shana near Bukhara, now known as Uzbekistan. He is very well known in the field of medicine and philosophy. He started studies in this field when he was 13 years old, and his famous works are the Books of Healing, a philosophical and scientific encyclopedia, the Canon of Medicine, which became a standard medical text at many medical universities, and it was remained in use as late as 1650. Apart from that, Ibn Sina also memorized Al-Quran at a young age, which is at the age of 10 years old. Lastly, Ibn Sina was died in 22 June 1037 at the age of 56 or 57 according to the source. Okay, that's all from my part. Then I will pass to the second presenter, Sister Sophia. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anissa Sheridan, and today I'm going to talk about Ibn Sina's work throughout his life. So, Ibn Sina explored the area of death anxiety, and he discovered that it was a universal fear. He also stated that there were 3 cognitive types that causes death anxiety, and this include the following types of disorder thinking, which he divided into 3 parts. So the first one is the ignorance as what death actually is. Second one is uncertainty of what follow after death. And last one is supposing after death the soul may cease to exist. He stated that the degree of anxiety one experiences may directly relate it to the level of knowledge one have about death. And these kind of ideas are quite similar to cognitive behavior theory, as pathology is seen at the lack of understanding of one's disorder. And once cognitive restructuring is underway, the experienced disorder should diminish. Ibn Sina also spent a lot of time on mind and body problems, as he also believed that the human mind is like a mirror, and it has the ability to reflect knowledge, and it is utilized as active intelligence, also known as thinking. The more we think, the clearer and more polished our mirror gets, and it is directing oneself towards the acquisition of true knowledge. So, last but not least, Ibn Sina talked about psychological disorder and believed that melancholia is a disorder when one becomes too suspicious and is usually mixed with a certain type of phobias. And he also stated that anger is a result when one transition from melancholia to mania. And he also believed that the cause of this is the abundance of humidity in your head. So he's implying that breathing results in moisture getting to your head, but if you have too much moisture, it may develop to a mental disorder. But the important thing to consider is that Ibn Sina was considering that the cause of mental illness was originating in the head well before the emergence of phrenology, which directed Western thought towards modern psychology. So that is all for me today. Moving on to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Umi Nadia binti Salem. My media card number is 1918118. So I'm going to highlight my part, which is on the contribution of Ibnu Sina. So, Ibnu Sina was the major influence upon the history of Islamic psychology, taking the ideas of the Greek philosophers and adapting them to fit Islamic doctrine. So he began with Aristotle's idea that humans possess three types of soul: the vegetative, animal, and rational psyches. He believed that the ability to reason gave humanity a unique connection to the divine. Ibn Sina attempted to ascribe certain mental abilities to specific parts of the brain, but the Islamic prohibition of dissection prevented him from gathering observational evidence to support his theories. Avicenna also proposed that humans have 7 inner senses to complement the outer senses. In the long history of psychology, this was one of the first attempts to try to understand the way that the mind and reasoning operate. So the first one is the common sense. This sense collects the information gathered by the external senses, and the second one is retentive imagination. This sense remembers the information gathered by the common sense. And the third one is compositive animal imagination. This sense allows all animals to learn what they should avoid and what they should actively seek in their natural environment. And the fourth one is compositive human imagination. This sense helps humans to learn what to avoid and what to seek in the world around them. And the fifth one is estimative power. This is the ability to make innate judgments about the surrounding environment and determine what is dangerous and what is beneficial. For example, an innate and instinctual fear of predators would fall under this sense. And the sixth one is memory. The memory is responsible for remembering all of the information developed by the other senses. And the last one is processing. This is the ability to use all of the information and is the highest of the 7 internal senses.
Hello everyone, my name is Nurin Afika, metric number 2015414. So good job guys, we have discussed on a lot about Ibnu Sina. So now let's look at his application in the current time and how we perceive it. Okay, so firstly, we'd like to talk about his work relating on mind and body. So this contribution to the history of psychology finally put to rest the belief that mental illness were supernatural or caused by demons and evil spirits. Okay, so not only that, but he also proposed that a person could overcome physical illness through believing that they could become well. So conversely, Ibnu Sina also believed that from being a healthy person, they could be physically sick if they believed that they were ill, thus adding psychosomatic illness to the vocabulary of the history of psychology. Okay, so next, in this day and age, we have CBT, the cognitive behavioral therapy, which can actually help people with mental illness. So the key principle behind CBT is that your thought patterns affects your emotions, which in turn can affect your behaviors. So one of the techniques is the guided discovery. So this is when the therapist, they will guide you through your problems, and in the process, you will learn how to see things from other perspectives, especially in ones that you may not have considered before. So thanks to the discovery
made from Ibnu Sina, we now know that our mental and physical body are interconnected, and there are ways that we can treat patients such as CBT, music therapy, and many more. So that is all from our group. So thank you for listening. Bye.